My beloved son, stop for a moment everything you are doing right now. Yes, you who have arrived here at this very moment. I have been trying to touch your heart for a long time, on silent days, on long nights, in moments when you almost gave up, and today you heard this call. This didn't happen by chance. Nothing in the universe happens without purpose. There is a single truth capable of completely transforming your life, and you needed to hear it now. I see you. I see the weariness hidden behind your smile. I see the strength you pretend to have every day to keep going. I see the battles that no one notices, the early mornings when you look at the ceiling asking when everything will change. I see the dreams you left behind, the prayers you thought went unanswered, the times your heart whispered softly, asking if I was really listening. My son, I heard every word, every tear touched my heart, and today I come to reveal something that will change the way you see yourself and life. But first, reflect with me. Have you noticed how some people seem to walk through life with lightness while you feel the weight of it all? While you fight, they seem at peace. While you fear, they trust. What have they understood that you hadn't yet remembered? Today I share with you the same secret revealed on the battlefields, the same truth whispered in the silence of divine love, a wisdom that has always been before your eyes, awaiting the moment when you would be ready, and that moment has arrived. The truth is simple and powerful. You are not what you think you are. Don't go away now. This is not theory or illusion. It is the most practical truth you have ever heard. You believe you are your mistakes, your pain, your failures, your current struggles, and your fears about tomorrow, but you are none of that. You are my child, a living spark of the divine, eternal consciousness living a fleeting experience, wearing the temporary clothing of your current situation, and that changes everything. Before delving deeper, I want to ask you something. Write, "I love you, Krishna," in the comments and support this channel by offering a coffee so that this message continues to reach hearts. Now listen carefully. Every day you wake up and put on armor, a heavy burden made of worries, demands, regrets, and fear. You think it protects you, but in reality, it's suffocating you. What if I told you that you can remove this armor right now? That beneath all this weight lies a version of you that is already whole, serene, and strong. This isn't positive thinking. It's your essence. When you were a child, you didn't carry yesterday nor fear tomorrow. You simply existed in presence and joy. That purity still lives within you. I know your mind doubts and says your pain is real, and yes, it is. Your problems are real, but you are more real than any problem. Think of the ocean. The waves churn. Some are gentle, others violent, but the ocean remains intact. You are the ocean, not the waves. Challenges arise and disappear, but you remain. It's not about denying what you feel, but about remembering who is feeling it. Now, put this into practice. When anxiety tightens its grip, when fear tries to dominate, when life seems too heavy, stop for a moment, breathe deeply, and declare with your heart, "I am not this situation. I am the eternal soul living this experience. This too shall pass, but I remain." Feel the change happening within you. This is you reclaiming your power. However, it's not enough to just hear. You need to live this truth. So do it today, now. Write down 3 things. A fear that has been controlling you, a regret that haunts you, and a worry about the future that steals your peace. Next to each one, write, "This is not me. I am the eternal consciousness living something temporary." Then carefully burn this paper and watch these limitations turn to ashes. As the fire consumes the paper, feel the weight dissolving. This is not just a symbolic gesture. It's a conscious choice to remember who you truly are. And if you've come this far, know that I am with you, guiding every step, sustaining your soul, and I have never, ever abandoned you. I want to engrave this truth in your heart with a story you will never forget. There was a man named Drew, a young businessman who seemed to have succeeded in life. He possessed wealth, family, prestige, and plans, but in a single year, everything crumbled. The business failed, the marriage ended, and his health deteriorated. He weakened and hope faded on a dark night, on the verge of giving up everything, with his heart in pieces. He cried out for me and shouted, asking where I was and why I had left him. And I went to him not as a deity, but as an old beggar with slow steps and a deep gaze who approached and sweetly asked what exactly he had lost. Between sobs, Drew poured out his pain, saying that he had lost his money, his family, his health, his respect, and his will to live. And then the old man smiled and asked the question that changed everything. Who is the one who lost everything? You are your wealth, you are your relationships, you are this tired body. Drew was confused and then asked who he really was. The old man asked him to close his eyes and feel his breath going in and out, feel his heart beating, perceive the silent presence that observes everything arising and disappearing, and said, "That's what you are. Everything else was just a role you wore for a while." In that moment of silence, Drew found something that had never been lost. The eternal observer, the consciousness that never breaks. When he opened his eyes, the beggar had disappeared, but Drew was no longer the same. He rebuilt his life not out of fear or despair, but from an inner fullness. He prospered again, but now he knew that success or failure could never touch his essence. Years later, when asked how he managed to rise again after losing everything, he would just smile and say that he discovered that the only thing he could never lose was exactly the only thing that truly mattered: his true self. My beloved son, this story is also yours. Perhaps you don't. You may be facing a physical abyss, but I know how many times you've stood on emotional cliffs, believing everything was over. And here's the divine secret. You can lose things, people, phases, and certainties, but you can never lose who you truly are. You can forget, you can get distracted, you can cover it with fear and doubt, but you will never lose. The challenges you face now are not punishments or signs of abandonment. They are silent invitations to remember your true nature. Each difficulty asks your heart if you will identify with what is happening or remember what is eternal. Therefore, my final request is simple. Share this message not for me, for I am complete, but because someone close to you needs to hear this now. Someone has forgotten themselves, is on the verge of giving up. Write in the comments, "I am not my situation, I am eternal," and see how many souls will respond along with you. And tonight, before you sleep, place your hand on your chest and feel my presence there, because I do not dwell only in temples or sacred words. I live within you. I have always lived within you. You are not who you think you are. Yes, you are who I know you are. Infinite, eternal, and already complete. This is the truth that needed to reach you today. That's why you clicked. That's why we met. Remember who you are. I am always with you. My children, listen carefully to what I now reveal to you, for these words do not reach you by chance. Many have lost their victories not because they are weak, not because fate has turned its back on them, but because they allowed evil to find a home in their thoughts, in their fears, and in their doubts. Evil does not always present itself as visible destruction. Often it comes silently, disguised as weariness, discouragement, a feeling of inadequacy, making you believe that you can no longer go on, that you have already tried everything, that victory belongs only to others. But I tell you a truth that few manage to see. Victory has never been outside of you. It is not in circumstances, it is not in people, it is not in the world's recognition. Victory dwells within each one of you, awaiting only the moment when you decide to awaken it. You were created with a strength that you do not fully understand, an inner flame that never goes out, even when everything seems lost. Evil tries to convince you that this flame doesn't exist, but it remains there, waiting for you to fuel it with courage, discipline, and truth. Many fall because they expect something external to save them, for someone to take their battles into their own hands. I walk beside you, I guide you, I inspire you, but there is a step that no one can take for you. Victory demands decision. It demands that you choose, every day, not to surrender to fear, not to bow to negativity, not to accept as truth the voices that say you are not capable. Evil grows stronger when you give up on yourselves. It weakens the instant you rise, even trembling, and continue. Know this, my children. Winning is not never falling, winning is not remaining on the ground. Each fall carries a lesson. Each pain brings a revelation. Each difficulty is a training ground for the soul. When you understand this, suffering ceases to be a punishment and becomes a teacher. and then that which once paralyzed them begins to give them strength. The only thing you need to do to win is to take command of your own life. Choose to act even without guarantees. Trust even without seeing immediate results. Remain firm even when the path seems too long. When you align your thoughts, your attitudes, and your heart with the truth you carry within you, nothing can stop the advance of your victory. The world may try to delay you, evil may try to confuse you, but he who knows himself and remains true to his essence will never be defeated. Many walk through life feeling that something always eludes them, as if victory were always one step ahead, unattainable, reserved only for a few. And then they wonder why they fight so hard and reap so little, why they strive and still feel empty. What few realize is that the greatest battlefield is not outside, but within you. It is there that evil tries to act most forcefully, confusing your thoughts, weakening your confidence, and causing you to stray from your own truth. Evil doesn't need to completely overthrow you. It only needs to make you doubt who you are. When you forget your strength, you begin to live below your potential, accepting crumbs when you were born for abundance, accepting defeat when you were molded for overcoming. I see how many talents you have abandoned out of fear, how many dreams you have left behind because you believed you were not worthy or capable. This did not come from you, it came from the voices you allowed into your heart. Listen clearly. Victory is not born at the moment of visible triumph. It is born the instant you decide not to betray yourselves anymore. When you choose not to silence your intuition, not to stifle your truth, not to live to please that which diminishes you. Victory begins when you stop fighting against yourselves and begin to walk in alignment with what you feel in the deepest part of your being. As long as there is inner conflict, any external battle will seem too heavy. Many ask for strength, but continue to nurture thoughts that weaken them. Many ask for light, but refuse to abandon habits, people, and attitudes that keep them in darkness. Understand, my children, nothing changes outside until you have the courage to change inside. Evil takes advantage of unconscious repetition, of living on autopilot, of accepting life as it is even when the soul cries out for transformation. I tell you with love and firmness, you are stronger than you think, more prepared than you imagine, and more protected than you can see. But this protection is activated when you take responsibility for your own path. Do not blame the past. Do not surrender your power to old pains. Do not make your wounds your identity. The past was a teacher, not a prison. What happened did not come to destroy you. It came to awaken you. The victory that dwells within you demands constancy. It is not a momentary impulse. It is not a decision made in vain. It's not just about the good days. It's about remaining steadfast when no one applauds, continuing even when the return is delayed, trusting when everything seems silent. Silence is not abandonment, it's preparation. Many times I work on you in silence, strengthening the root so that, when the fruits appear, no one can uproot them. When you choose to act with truth, even if it costs comfort, the path begins to open. When you choose discipline instead of excuses, clarity instead of confusion, courage instead of fear, something within you reorganizes itself. The mind aligns, the heart strengthens, and the spirit takes command. It is at this moment that evil loses ground, because it does not dominate those who know themselves. Know this, my children. No one can steal the victory of those who do not give up on themselves. They can try to delay, confuse, hurt, but they cannot defeat those who remain faithful to their own calling. You are not here by chance. You did not come into the world merely to survive, pay the price of life, and depart in silence. You came here to learn, grow, overcome, and leave marks of awareness wherever you go. I walk with you every step of the way, but the decision will always be yours. Rise every day with the certainty that victory has already been planted within you. Water it with correct choices, nourish it with firm thoughts, protect it with clear boundaries. Do this, and you will see that what seemed impossible will begin to move, because when the inner self changes, the outer self is obliged to follow. My children, approach these words with open hearts, because now I speak to you as I spoke to Arjuna on the battlefield, when confusion gripped his mind and fear tried to paralyze his hands. Like him, many of you are facing struggles you didn't choose, surrounded by doubts, pressures, and pains that seem overwhelming. And like him, you carry within you a strength you haven't yet learned to fully utilize. I will teach you how to achieve your best selves, not what the world demands, but what your soul knows it can become. The first step is not to conquer the world, but to conquer inner chaos. Arjuna only found clarity when he silenced the storm within himself and listened to me beyond fear. As long as the mind is dominated by anxiety, guilt, and comparison, you will fight aimlessly, wasting energy and losing unnecessary battles. Understand, my children, your best self is not born from haste or brute force. It is born from awareness. You need to learn to observe your thoughts without becoming prisoners of them. Not everything the mind says is true. Not every fear is a real warning. Often it is just the ego trying to protect an old identity that no longer serves. When you realize this, you stop reacting and start acting wisely. Just as I did with Arjuna, I tell you, do what needs to be done, but don't cling to the result. Obsession with the result weakens the spirit because it binds you to the fear of losing. When you act with righteousness, discipline, and truth, victory is built naturally. Your best self emerges when you give your best in the present, without carrying the weight of the past and without anxiety about the future. You also need to learn inner discipline. I'm not just talking about external habits, but about fidelity to yourselves. How many times do you know what is right and yet choose what is easy? Every time you do this, you move away from your potential. The best of you manifests when you choose the right path even when no one is watching, even when it hurts, even when it demands sacrifice. Arjuna only became the warrior he needed to be when he understood his duty and stopped running from it. In the same way, you need to accept the call of your own life. There are gifts you avoid using, decisions you postpone, truths you silence. All of this weakens the soul. Your best self demands courage to embrace who you truly are, without masks, without excuses, without fear of displeasing others. Know also that growth doesn't happen without confrontation. You will have to face parts of yourselves that you would prefer to ignore. Insecurities, repeated patterns, emotional addictions, dependencies on the past. Don't run from it. The most sacred battle is the one fought within yourselves. When you win this inner war, the outer world loses its power to dominate you. I tell you clearly, you were not born to live small. Every challenge that comes your way is proportional to the strength you carry. If the struggle is great, it's because the soul is already ready for a new level. Confidence is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite it. That's how Arjuna advanced, and that's how you will advance too. To achieve the best in your life, align thought, word, and action. Do not say what you do not live. Do not promise what you do not intend to fulfill. Do not desire what you are not willing to sustain. Inconsistency drains energy, truth strengthens. When you live in alignment, the mind quiets, the heart is strengthened, and the spirit takes command. I walk with you as I walked with Arjuna, reminding you of who you are when the world tries to make you forget. Trust, discipline, awareness, and right action are the weapons I give you. Use them every day. The best of you is not far away. It is being built with every choice you make now.